There's a discussion going around about youth sports and how it's not the same anymore, and how like parents aren't letting their kids just be kids anymore, and like ending rec league was a disaster. Basically, like it's not the popularity of it. And I was like, you know what? I kind of agree with you, because now it seems like kids are aspiring, and there's nothing wrong with that. We always have dreams and aspirations as kids. But these days, it's like you are going to play sports with the thought of in the future that you're going to be a pro ball player or whatever sports you're playing. And it takes to me the fun out of just exploring, like just being a kid, being a child. Like sports changed my life. And I highly recommend children play sports. But when you got your parents looking at you like you're gonna go D1, you're gonna go pro, it's not like it's not that you can't have that kind of like hope or something. It's the fact that you're pushing your child to get into these spaces where you're paying all this money, and you're paying for people to do highlight reels. And it's like, again, it's nothing wrong with that. But it should be fun. It should be light. And you want your child to take whatever they're doing to some level of seriousness. Like if you're gonna put your kid in t-ball, you don't want them to just be standing there, with their hands in their pocket looking across the way. But I can see toddlers doing that more so than I can see, 7-year-olds, right? But we used to have rec leagues, and it was just like it's just a game. It teaches you teamwork, sportsmanship, um, discipline, and if you continue on that path, especially through middle school and stuff, because it really starts getting real when you start playing like middle school ball, or but most definitely like when you start putting yourself on like teams like AAU and stuff, like usually those people are a little bit more serious than rec leagues and stuff like that. And I say that because it costs money, and you have to have sponsorships and travel, and you have to pay, you got to put money into those things. So you just kind of playing around in that kind of realm ain't gonna cut it. So to see so many, I guess, because I think is what's causing some problems is social media. Okay, like a lot of things, because people are getting paid for it now. As early as I want to say, even high schoolers are getting paid now for their likeness in some way. But I know for sure in college now. And so if you can already have a career or some type of branding about yourself before you even hit grade school, well, that's a little early, but you go viral. Now people want to sign a 5-year-old, or just, I don't know. It could be for laughs and giggles and just to make that kid feel special. But people have done that where they're just like, hey, we want you to play for us when you turn 18. And I just believe in just trust the process. Yes, you can make fun films and stuff like that, but it's almost like we're doing things for society to be impressed with us these days. And that's the part that's like, let your kid be a kid. Like, that's why I was like, when we got into social media as millennials, I'm a younger millennial, but I was in middle school when MySpace came out. And so I'm like I was old enough or mature enough to kind of understand, because I was the beginning. And then we kind of were taught as we were maneuvering through like internet safety. Because I can admit, like, cyberbullying was happening then, and I was a little bit a part of that. Just trying to be funny and stuff because I was a silly girl. I brought that into the online space, but it was also embarrassing, you know, because I was poking fun of this girl that was kind of my friend, but we were classmates. And she was embarrassed by that. It hurt her feelings. And I was like, you know what? I never mean to hurt people like that. But I was trying to like get my lick back kind of thing. And, you just have to be very careful. And I learned very early on, like, the consequences of my actions. And obviously, you could go on in life and still have beefs and stuff online with other things and other people. But by that time I had already learned like, okay, what to do, what not to do, how this can impact you as a person and the other people on the other side. So um I think with kids now it's like the internet safety thing is like, it's just harsher. The parents don't always know what kids are going through, what's in their inbox, because we didn't really have inboxes that like, well, I guess we did on MySpace, but it was just so, everything was kind of like out front to see kind of thing back then. But anyway, I think we just do things now and we kind of suck the joy out of it, the innocence out of it, especially for young people when they start too early. And I think that, to me, at the absolute youngest, you should be online on the internet for sure. Like with social media, it's 13. That's the absolute youngest, because you just don't know much about the world at that time. And even though you can teach your kid to be wise and stuff, and they still get it wrong. And I think even, as early as like ninth graders, don't even have that maturity sometimes. So honestly, I felt the most mature probably like the second semester of my 10th grade year, because I had gone through something that changed my life. And that's when my life changed, like how my perspective of things. And I was already a pretty mature kid, but there was some things, like there's some things that just really grow you up. You know what I'm saying? And so it was like pretty much like when I was 16 years old, which is a good age to just be like, to say somebody's a lot more mature for their age. Like I was 16 years old when I felt like I was coming to who I knew who I wanted to be continuously in the future. Because I've had moments, those pivotal moments, even in middle school, where I was just like, I don't want this to be my life, or this is how I want to be. This is who I want to be. And you have those throughout your life all the time. But for kids and sports, you really want to be careful just throwing them out there. And even just social media. Like like I said, we're paying for highlight reels, or we're sitting there at the computer as the kids are even doing it these days. They're making their own highlight reels and stuff. And I mean, I love that for them, that technology has advanced to where you can have that and it don't cost no money to do no more. Because I grew up, I was, that's the cost. But anyway, I'm just going on. I just believe in kids being kids. That's all. And I want their foundation to be educational and practical and common sense stuff versus like, I gotta be famous. I gotta be known. I gotta have me a brand now. No, no. People are literally putting their babies online to be a brand. And I'm not making fun of nobody, but I just think it's just kind of like you're putting your child to work. And I mean, people go, there's baby actors and stuff like that. But you see the childhood actors today and how they kind of turned out, and what they complain about now because of how they were thrown into the spotlight at such an early age. And I just want parents to be cognizant of that. Like just starting their kid off on the internet so much. And I'm about to give birth soon. I don't want my child to be all online. I don't mind showcasing him a little bit, but I don't want him to have like this brand, but and he's not even able to talk. And that's just me. I'm not saying that you can't do it, but that's just my opinion. Like after all the years I've kind of lived, at first it's like kind of cool, like, oh, the baby's so cute. And then you're just kind of like, are you using him? Are you using her to get money, to help y'all, And again, I'm just speaking my opinion. All right, I'm out.